Yeah, okay. We're streaming. Even though I don't know what's going on, we're streaming. And we got a Microsoft update. Everything changed, and they're trying to find all our stuff, and then yeah, we can't find all our stuff that's set up just so. It all just vanished. So trying to redo everything.
I gotta hold this thing.
I ran out of time. So good evening, everybody. Bunch of 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock Central. Bruce Woodhouse, Inspector Bruce, Lesto Saber, Patrick, who is Patrick Sullivan, has now got his amateur radio call sign there, and Gearhead, Mexican Spec, Craig May, Colby Queso, wow, Faith, Tavo, Dougster, all at 9.
Potato to you, my friend.
Wow.
Can you turn the light on? I feel like we're...
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't get to that yet because I had so many errors on the computer that I focused on that.
The update did do some mess some things up there.
Update changed a bunch of stuff that we don't want changed. And, man, does that mess things up.
It's fine. We're fine.
There's a clock.
Everything's fine.
There's a clock I usually have. It's gone. Gotta find out. How do you do that, Kim?
All right, I'll make it.
Oh. How did it do that? Weird. Trying to put everything back the way it was. Microsoft.
No. This is
They decided we want their preferences, not our preferences. I don't even see it. They took that preference away. Maybe it's over here.
Taskbar behaviors. Automatically hide.
That selection's gone.
Alignment.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I mean.
Okay, just skip it. We just don't have that anymore. I have my.
I mean, it pops up, but then when we're watching this,
it does. Oh, it is there now.
It's there.
It did it magically. You didn't have to change anything.
It just wanted you to.
It just did it after you looked for it for 2 or 3 minutes looking for it. It decided to behave.
Right. When you clicked and you asked it about its settings, it updated its settings to go back to what we wanted. Format C:. That's right. Heavy Long knows the answer. That will solve all your problems.
See, my oldest son's name was Matt, so he used to joke around when he's like 10 or 11 years old. He'd go, Format. I go, no. That was like a joke.
Oh, Gearhead. Did you say Gearhead?
I did say Gearhead.
Okay, welcome in. Faith says, Kim and Buff, I made a video of me making Christmas cookies today. That's awesome, Faith. Nice.
I am feeling better.
Why didn't you make any Christmas cookies today? Crash Roadrunner?
Oh, I got a recipe.
Howdy?
I got a recipe. I'm going to make something good. I don't know if you're going to like it.
Olive, welcome in.
Deck the halls with
like those Christmas cookies.
Deck the halls with Thumpy Big Bucks.
Yes.
Mexican Spaghetti? Yeah,
la, 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 la.
What I always heard was Deck the halls
we
with
got the
hot tamales.
Scooch that way just a little bit if you can.
Why? You want me out of the screen?
We got the little rose bud right here.
Yeah, but then
keep the hands warm. You can scooch back this way.
Well,
now.
This is the part that
you can't
slightly. The ground slightly goes that way. So when I get over to a certain point, I just keep rolling, and nothing stops me.
Get out of here! Don't act brand new.
There's a crack in the cement.
You might have to lift your butt just the tiniest bit off that chair.
If you get on that side of the crack,
man,
you just start creeping that way, and it doesn't stop.
But when things are not his way, he starts creeping into old man mode, where he's just like, oh.
You wonder why old men are like this?
Because
they're like this.
I'm a bumbling old man. I can't do anything.
I found this. The big roll of this
Oh, did you find the big roll?
Yes.
Oh,
You know that
good.
big tray of shit that belongs to my former wife that's out in the kitchen? It's just like,
It was under that.
it's under that. That's why that was so crooked.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
So.
There you go.
I found it. I was walking out in the kitchen, and I saw underneath that thing, and I saw this little grayish blue. I thought, I know what that is. I got it.
Faith wants to wish us a Merry Christmas.
Is that tape to keep
Thank
Kim
you very
quiet?
much.
Is that tape to keep Kim quiet? And we put it over her mouth.
It won't work. It's got to come out one under the other.
You would. What is this? It's on start a go, refund, fix, bust, crack. There's a tape.
Granddad's Junk says, "What a hot day today." He's really rubbing the salt in our wounds here.
Oh, it's supposed to get cold tonight. It's
Man.
supposed to go down like to 14 or something Fahrenheit, and tomorrow lower. Ugh.
Tomorrow morning it is going to be frigid cold.
They had predicted that for tonight.
Yeah.
And then we changed our minds because it kind of went out a little on the timeline.
It did, yeah.
So we thought we'll just come up here because it won't be that cold. We planned on just being in the studio tonight because it's too cold out here.
We talked about it. We didn't really have any plan. I don't know what we were going to do if we were in the studio.
Neither do I.
There's so much that needs done here.
So
I said, let's still go into the shop. So I made him put up a thing.
There's a bakery that can make gluten-free chocolate cake. It only costs 3 times any other cake, but it's good. You know, I always hear all
does cost a lot more.
I hear all this gluten-free. It's better for you. And I'm in a health food store, and there's a can about this big around. I'm not kidding, this tall. What's in it? Gluten. I go, you have to buy this? I thought we tried to get rid of this.
No, gluten is not. Gluten is one of those things that there's a reasonable amount of people who are allergic. And so it's an irritant or an allergen for some people. So the people who are allergic, it's very bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like it's more healthy for other people to not eat gluten. It's just if you're allergic, it's unhealthy to eat things that you're allergic to. That's why you don't have gluten. It's not like cholesterol, high cholesterol. I don't think.
It's like high cholesterol.
Yeah.
Fog's here.
It's just like, it's like peanut butter. Some people are allergic to peanut butter. They probably should not eat it. It will be unhealthy for them. But it's not because peanut butter is inherently unhealthy. It's because allergens are. And then you understand.
Yeah, Fog's here, and Long, I already said that. Dean Stevenson's here. Gearhead says it's minus 40 windshield tonight. Probably means wind chill.
Mexican Spec says anybody that voluntarily goes gluten-free is an idiot. Voluntarily?
I don't know. It's something.
What do we?
Neither of us have to worry about gluten, do we?
Oh, I have to go easy on the gluten.
Okay, I don't. It doesn't matter with me. So we are.
You know what? I'm
careful
not.
About it.
I don't so much worry about the gluten per se as I like wheat bread or rye bread, like whole wheat breads. They don't make my. I can't do it. I don't know why. I guess gluten. People would say that's a gluten intolerance or a wheat intolerance. So
why do you people live in cold places? And that's when you moved away from one of the warmest places in the U.S., which is the Los Angeles area, and you went to a warmer place. So I understand that. Dougster, we're balmy 21 Fahrenheit, and got 4 inches of snow last night. Oh, I dislike snow. Great for snowmobiling.
Oh, I can hear the stove a bit popping. It's probably getting hot real fast.
Okay, so you're gonna have to.
Well, I had the dampers open so it would get warm, and now I gotta. Oh yeah, it's all the way at the top of the yellow.
Oh yeah, it's going quickly.
That's good. That's good that we want some heat.
And Dexter says I'm waiting for the lakes to freeze to get out and ice fish.
Oh, nice.
See, my oldest son likes to go ice fishing. He goes way up north somewhere. I think they go into Canada. and he's got some friends, and they all go to Canada, and they set up like there's all these, I'm looking at, Kate sends me a picture, there's all these tents out on this frozen lake. It's like, are you kidding me? I do everything to avoid that. But they're out there and they're ice fishing on this, wherever this lake is, somewhere in Canada. Mean Street's here.
Welcome in.
He's talking about W2 intake to go with my W2 heads for my 318. A friend of mine had one in his shed.
Nice find.
Just have to make a 6-hour round trip to get it.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but that could be fun. 3 hours out, 3 hours back. You know, a nice little airplane. Oh, no, it's probably in a car. But that's still fun.
Hippie Long said some peanut allergies are overcome with microdosing. I just watched a doctor. Yeah, that works for some people. I don't know. Yeah, potentially. This is not medical advice, but maybe, yes.
I met a nice Ford driver today. He thought I was broken down, but I was adjusting my distributor.
Did you get it adjusted?
My high school shop teacher, I always laugh. His name was Mr. Giroux, which is a French name, so it has a whole bunch of letters with an X on the end of it. And we always called him Gearbox. Anyway, Gearbox, he always left his distributor bolt just a little bit loose on all his cars, so he could always get out and twist on the distributor a little bit. Ari, I saw Ari. Where was it? He was in Mexican Specs live tonight.
Oh, he was.
Yes, and
we were asking about you. It was a couple days ago already. Like, man, we haven't seen Ari in ages. Great to have you in Turbo del Campo. Hey, we have now got the potential here for the Turbo del Campamino.
Oh, no. The name gets longer.
The Turbo del Campamino. That's right. If you have not seen this project, Ari, it is valiant.
We got a welder in the way, yeah. Why don't you get the other camera going? Is it easy to do or hard to do?
It's not difficult. I just haven't got there yet.
Okay, and you've got stuff apart, so...
It's a Valiant, and it's going to be a utility truck.
Here, I'll show you what it's going to be, or something very close. See, in Australia, they have those things. That one belongs to Tavo. And it's a Valiant. They call it a Wayfarer, or the generic name, a utility vehicle. And we're turning this one into that. What I noticed, see, how did I get out of the picture?
You closed it because it wasn't the way you wanted.
No, it's because you just scooted the camera over to look at the ute.
Oh.
I don't know. I looked at the.
His brain has turned to moosh.
I looked at the chat.
Well,
mentally read about 4 chats and completely lost my train of thought.
Well, let me quickly go back to us on the big camera. And then the other thing is we've got the Del Campamino, and then we also have, you may recognize, this flange here is brazed on. We have to do the other one. This is part of the turbo. See, it's all coming together. It's all coming together.
So I will keep blaming him for this. You know, here's the story. And the other night, Tony's on. Yeah, I'm like way off the edge.
Well,
there.
let's see.
Okay, there. Now I can scoot over to this place where you wanted me, where I'm going to roll away. So, Tony and Dr. Art were on. Dr. Art brought up this project, and Tony goes, yeah, I told him to do that. Yeah, that was my idea. I told him to do that. I'm like, what? I don't recall that. Maybe he did, but I don't remember it. What really happened was, what I was really going to copy was Tony had made his, slide camera into a 2-door. So I decided to do that, except I wanted to use the low top that has the kind of the fastback has that window that curves way in. You know, it's a 2-door hardtop, not a post car. So we found a top, we found some doors. The doors had some rust, they need some work, but it was going to be, we had to go get it, and then we're going to have to chop the A-pillars because it's a lower top. Then we're going to have to find a windshield. I couldn't find a windshield. And then we're live one night, and Tavo shows a picture of his ute. So he shows us this. And I'm going, wow, look at that. It's got the front doors from a 4-door. It's the short doors. Because I always thought the utes are the long doors, kind of like El Caminos, where they got the long doors. So, God, we could do that. I mean, Kim remembers that conversation. So we actually got serious and decided to do it. And
Yeah,
now
because it would be something. It wouldn't just be a hack job.
And now it's Tony's idea.
But the turbo,
maybe he did tell me that. I don't recall that.
The turbo was. I mean, Tony physically gave us the turbo. Like that. There's no.
Yeah,
There's
Tony.
no like. That's absolutely the thing. It was
Tony,
something they wanted to do down there, and it didn't work out.
Tony gave me his half of this car. He owned half of it, and he gave me his half. And I'd worked with Tony a lot, so probably showing some appreciation for that. I don't know. He's a nice guy. He gives me a car, but
well, we were supposed to build it.
He gave me. Yeah, we were supposed to build it down there and turbocharge it, but then a lot of things changed. He got rid of the big shop, and a lot of things changed.
Well, and we couldn't go.
And then I went back to work, and I came back. A lot of things happened.
A lot of things.
So he also gave me a nasty old engine that was apart and had water in it and everything, but he goes, you can fix that. And he gave me a whole turbo setup for it. Well, it wasn't really a turbo setup for it. It was a turbo setup for some car. You could make it work.
It's a generic.
It came with a lot of tubing and a turbo and an intercooler, but you have to figure it out, you know. And he goes, I'll help you figure it out. So he gave us all that. Well, I went to him and said, hey, let's do that. And he goes, well, that was after he moved. He goes,
well, it only took us 3 years to get the car together.
So he says, I don't really have room for that in my shop. Okay. But I think he's still interested in it. And I know Dr. Art said he's interested in it. So we'll probably do that, maybe to this car after we get the body work done. It's extensive body work. So let's see. Don't apologize. Tony is bored. I don't know where he got this thing. He told us to do that.
Well,
like I said, maybe he said it. I don't know. I don't recall.
There was baggage with the car, and he wanted to move it along.
Oh, and he gave me his half of the car, and then he handed me he goes, and here's the title. I look at the title, and it was for a Monte Carlo. I go, Tony, this is for Monte Carlo. He goes, no, that's it, because that's the one that Stubby gave me. And I'm looking, I go, well, it's the wrong title. He goes,
we got it worked out.
So he goes, but that's the title. I handed it back to him. So then I went off on Stubby, because Stubby owned half the car. So I bought Stubby's half from him, and Stubby handed me the title.
That wasn't exactly the...
It was. So
originally that was it, but it had changed over time.
So I feel like it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Tony gave me his part. Stubby gave me his part for very reasonable amount of money. He was happy to get something out of it. Tony wanted it out of there. They had
both moved on from the project.
They both moved on from the project.
And that's all we need to say.
And Stubby was a nice guy. Stubby was working in a sandwich shop, and I went to the sandwich shop where he said he was. I got over there, and he even made me a really good sandwich. He made me a great sandwich.
There you go.
So, yep. So anyway, says, yeah, we removed half of Stubby's car already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to give it back to him?
No.
No. See that back half of that roof? I already got plans for that.
What?
I told you about it.
Okay.
World of Wood Chip. Someone close to me died unexpectedly, and it's been rough. The log guy came through. So don't be broken crying, just crying.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Mexican Spec asked how you liked the utes that he included in the picture show today.
Well,
I thought it was cool that he included a bunch of Utes today.
I did not know about those Fords. The Ford Fiesta, I think that's what they were. Little Fiesta Utes. I know about the little Chevrolet that doesn't have a name. You told me the name on it one time, but I guess they're not writing the name on the car. But there's a name for it. I saw those things. I used to go into Algodones, which is a small town, border town, right by Yuma, Arizona. And I go into Algodones all the time. I see these little Chevys running around, and they're little tiny pickup trucks. Man, they're great. So Mexican Spec has been including those in his videos. And man, are his videos. Remember how they were? They were all funny looking and narrow, and it was like they were taking a picture of a movie screen. Man, they are crystal clear, nice. Man, is that nice. I watched the whole thing, you know. Good show, Mexican Spec. Courier. That's called a Courier now? I don't know. With the early 60s Falcon Rancheros, it appears that they have long doors, but the early 60s Australian Falcon Utes have short doors. Do they? I'll have to look at that because, yeah, it's deceiving because, like the El Caminos, I know I had a 72 El Camino, and I know it had long doors on it. I remember trying to open the thing, and it's like, you know, you're parked between cars, and it's really hard to get in and out. But the old Ranchero is like a 60 Ranchero was pretty easy to get in and out of. So I don't know. Man, I miss those cars. They're gone now. Stubby, don't care what your daddy do, but what is all this? Oh, Brian Cabral will talk smack about you. Brian pissed me off. He told me that Tony, he's got to get his jabs in, you know. Told me that Tony gave away Stubby's car and they shouldn't have done that. I said, wait a minute. I bought that car from Stubby and Tony. So don't say that. I don't know if he paid any attention to me. I quit talking to him like a long time ago.
Mexican Spec says he talked to his kid right after the live. He apologized for not joining in, but he has 4 final exams he is studying for. You know, Mexican Spec, that's the way it is. The kids, they don't want to hang out for the grown-ups live. You know, that you should. I'm sure you've been through this, like already. Like the parents are not cool.
When I
They're
was
not.
when I was
kids
that age,
want to hang out with their friends.
I didn't want to hang out with my parents.
Right, exactly. It's like that.
I was chasing girls and cars and airplanes.
I mean, if you actually did get him to study for exams, then good job.
What was Dean Stevenson said? The doorpost was shifted like UTG did on Spycam. On what? That's what I was going to do to this until I saw the picture of
he's
Chavo's
saying
car.
on the Ute. See, Dean says, when the XA came out, Ford Falcon Utility went hardtop coupe, frameless, long doors.
Oh, which were 8 inches longer. Okay. Yeah, they did sort of like a Ranchero, I guess. As long as Brian Cabral's facts don't get in the way of good misinformation section.
That's right. That's right.
He says, I got 9 subscribers already. I'm one of them.
Congratulations, Faith. I am also one of them. Guys, check out Faith's channel. Faith has a couple of shorts that did pretty well.
Did they?
Yeah, you got to stay with it. It takes some time.
Louise says, I got 875 subscribers. That's just double digits.
Mexican Spec says he is anxious to come here to tell me all that has happened since I saw him last. Well, don't make him too nervous.
Howell says, XA through XC Utes just made it harder to get out in a car park. You know what a car park is?
It's a parking lot.
In the U.S., it's a parking lot. Everywhere else in the English-speaking world, I think it's a car park. When I first got to England, they were talking about a car park. I'm like, this park here is something else. I'm like, car park, okay.
Well,
Then I
here,
figured it out.
the main road into town, they call it a parkway.
Oh, yeah.
So you drive on the parkway and you park in the driveway.
In the driveway. Yeah, parkway. There are parkways around the U.S., yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stray Bullet. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Good evening.
In Pittsburgh, there's a parkway north and a parkway west and a parkway east. There is no parkway south.
What else was I was thinking something else. I don't know. Steamroll Paradise put a parking lot in it.
Dougster has 454 subs. Dougster, how do you not have over 5? Dougster makes content every week.
You do a lot of content. You do a lot of lives. How come?
Dougster's
I don't know why his subs.
entertaining.
I don't know why his subs are so low. Is everybody here subbed to Doug?
What did you do to the YouTube algorithm that they are punishing you like that? Don't understand.
Let's do the Saber system.
Stray Bullet, I can see your comment. I'm sorry, did we skip?
I know. I said hi to Stray Bullet. As soon as he popped in, when there was only one line there, he said, "Hi, Buff and Kim." I said, "Hey, Stray Bullet, haven't seen you in a while." And then he said, "Hi, everybody." So I assume he heard me.
Otava says no, he's being ghosted again.
Really? Oh, you got to go to live chat. If you go to, go up the top and see if you can change what you call it, chat to live chat, because they say that's probably a bad word or something.
If viewers do not know, YouTube does a chat moderation, an auto chat moderation thing. And if you are on a home computer, you want to set it to live chat instead of
what's it called? Top chat. Top chat will get rid of
and if you're on other devices, that it's labeled as other things. Stray Bullet says they say that I'm spam. So if you have it on the moderated chat, you might not see all the chats. I don't know why YouTube does that. Mr. John Wilburn is here. Welcome in.
It's cold over there too, I think, where he is.
Yeah.
He's a little higher altitude than we are, so he might even get it a little worse than we do. See, John Wilburn's directly east of us. Almost, actually, a little bit further north than directly east of us. So yeah, he's probably colder and higher. Yeah.
That's like asking those down the back if they can hear you, and they answer no.
And Barracuda says, "I never realized that XA, and XC utes have longer hardtop doors."
Now you know. Hey, we're learning a lot. Like when people are asking how we're gonna mount the bed in and stuff like that, and we learned that we said, well, we're gonna make it part of the unibody, and it turns out that that's what they decided to do as well. So we're learning things.
It's Jethro on John Wilburn's profile. I'm not fooled.
Dean is on the ball. He knows these things.
Yeah, John Wilburn, I know you're further north because all of Virginia is north of Tennessee. So I know you got to be a little bit north. Because I drive, when I used to go back and forth to Maryland a lot, I could see his house. I drive by on the interstate. I go, I didn't know which one it was, but I knew what street it was on. I go, man, that's John Wilburn right there. And it was always, the timing was always bad. It'd be like 10 o'clock at night or, just bad timing for both of us. So I'd never stop and see him. Jethro's asleep by my feet now. That just keeps his feet warm. Dogs, what is their body temperature? 102 Fahrenheit, something like that.
1,000 degrees.
Oh, Doug's there. I had a roller at the asphalt company that had a Detroit 353. It was a great runner. Other piece of equipment had 3-cylinder Deutz. Is that Deutz? I don't know how to pronounce that. Deutz diesels, and they were fuel misers. The Detroit was thirstier and mightier. It was probably because it was supercharged. can somebody put up, even Dougster can put it up, put up a link to your channel so people in here can get the sub, man. And then they'll see that you're going to be live on Monday nights, and they'll go in there and hang out with you because you got a fun live, you know. Okay, John Wilbert says, not much further north. I'm 70 miles north from North Carolina border, which is even with Kentucky's, which you are very close to. So I'm about 75 miles north, maybe 350 east. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because I drive.
Careful, John. He'll be in there with a protractor. He'll get the exact.
I used to go across on I-40, and then I go up 81. And you live really close to 81. So 81 kind of shoots up across on an angle across the eastern U.S. And, yeah, so I knew, I knew, oh, I said it right. Deutz. Is that what I said? Deutz. Huh, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, you're north. Yeah, that's about where you were. It'd take me a while to get there. I know that. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Oh, that's Deutsch. Oh man, I'm not so cold tonight. Well, it's 62 in here already. It was what 58 when it came in, so it's already warmed up 4 degrees.
Well, that's because I've got this thing going.
And
it's got a lot of heat for a little thing.
And I am really layered up tonight. I don't want to get cold like I did last night. I'm quite familiar with that same drive. I have family in Lebanon. Well, I remember that because I met John. Man, I think I met you at a drag strip, the one that just closed. Imagine that, a drag strip closed. Or it was, yeah, I don't know. John Wilburn used to come over this direction, but not up to where we are. But I used to see him in Tennessee, and then I didn't see him for a while. I've never seen him in Virginia. I've only seen him in Tennessee and No Name Nationals, Missouri.
Oh, Ari hasn't said a darn word.
Who?
I think we ran him off.
You think Ari left?
Yeah.
Ari didn't leave. I hope. Man, he stopped to say hello anyway. Well, maybe he's still here. I don't know. I could probably look to see.
No. You're in stalker mode tonight. It's
no,
weird.
I could just. There's a Mexican Spec does that. He'll tell you who's here. I never do that. I know there's a way to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, you just go up there to Top Fans or something. It gives you a list of who's in the room.
Barry Kudo, were you the one that told Tony to call this thing the Del Campomino?
Yeah, who came up with that name?
Do you get attribution for that? Or were you just repeating it from somebody else?
We had all those Mellow Yellow cans from this pickup bed. I was going to call it Mellow Yellow, but nobody likes that. They want it to be called. Maybe they, oh, Ari says he's working nights, so maybe it's to do with that. Man, is he still working in a dealership? They got night technicians?
I wouldn't be surprised. If they're busy, they might.
Del Campomino, or Campino, is what Hippie Long called it. Oh, you're making parts for me to. Oh, after you make that, yeah, you got to put it on the top of the stove for a while.
Yeah, I should have done this earlier today.
Warm it up.
I didn't do it.
Well, when Mexican Specs live finished, I put my head back for about a good hour, and I think you did the same thing.
I didn't even make it through the whole live.
You didn't make it through the
whole thing.
Not
because I was going all day. I gotta sleep sometimes.
Kevin Smith is busy fixing this scale 33 Cadillac Fleetwood. A 33. Well, Kevin Smith, I don't know how many of you went and watched his video that he put up. It's actually somebody else's video that he was in, and I watched it, and then I watched a couple others. Mellow Yellow is Valium. Really? Around here, Mellow Yellow is... What happened to that can? I don't see it. Mellow Yellow is a drink.
It's a beverage.
And
made by... Is it Coke or Pepsi?
I don't know. When she bought that truck that has the... that we stole its bed off of, that bed had probably 2,000 Mellow Yellow cans in it. Yeah. How many Mellow Yellow cans?
All the Mellow
Yellow cans.
That guy owns stock in it.
So he would just drink Mellow Yellow and throw the can in the bed and then do it again and again and again. And he did that for years. So the bed was heaping full of Mellow Yellow cans. And of course they have sugar in them. So they all had bees in it. So they were a pickup bed full of Mellow Yellow cans and bees.
And wasps.
And wasps.
Not even bees. Wasps.
Gearhead says it's Coca-Cola.
You know.
Guess he's bombed out of his gourd again, says Danny Boy.
Uh-oh. Well, it's Saturday night.
Your liver okay?
Yeah. Because liver's got all week to dry out, and then now it's time to pickle it.
Colby Queso, funny story. Every time my phone goes off for an alert for somebody going live on YouTube, my wife always says, Buff Del Campo here. Somebody else left something that says, every time he always goes, Buff Del Campo here. And the first time I did that, I went to a pharmacy and in downtown Clarksville.
Sorry, I was doing work.
She's hammering. So, the parking lot, car park, is elevated a little bit, and the street's a little lower, and there's the intersection there. Well, I came out, there's a big old crash in the intersection. The police had the parking lot blocked off, so I couldn't get out. So, there's this crash in the intersection. So, I got my phone, and I went over there and turned it on, and then Buff Del Campo here.
The rest is history.
And it just came out that way on that short. It's been like that ever since. Kim's making a part for the turbo. And what we're gonna do is we've got to. May I see that? Oh, you brought it. Oh, yeah, you did a good job there.
Hide the beer, the dancers.
Did all that Mellow Yellow doing the guy that owned the Ranger? Oh, man. We went over there. He had a mobile home, and it was kind of down like this in a driveway that went around the mobile home and up. So the road was up here, and that truck was down there. And the whole driveway was made out of mud. And, man, he started that thing up. It ran, because Tim wanted the engine. So he started up, and he couldn't get up out of there. So he went the other way, and he backed up out of there. Engine, whoa, and tires flinging mud, and he finally got up to the road. Then we loaded it up. Like, man. So I don't know how he is. Didn't that guy have a heart attack or something? I don't remember. Danny Boyd says that my ticker is still a ticking. That's good.
Ticka.
Yeah, that guy's been drinking Mellow Yellow for a long time. Homeless person made me uncomfortable today in the cab. In the cab? You were in the cab.
I'm sorry that happened, Faye. Sometimes people who are homeless are also mentally ill. I doubt that the homelessness was the problem.
Oh, man, my hands are cold. Boy, Doug's sorry. I feel like a dang youper. after all that shoveling. Yeah. Colby Queso, can you say hi to my wife, Cindy? Hi, I told you about what so does. So I have to go like, hey, Cindy, Buff Del Campo here.
Hello.
Oh, what she does. Okay, I understand. Yeah, and that's Kim over there yelling hello to Cindy as well.
Hi, Cindy.
That's a name I always liked. Don't know why. Cindy. I always liked it. I knew some Cindys. They were all nice people.
I knew a Cindy. She was mean.
The Cindy, she was mean.
No, I didn't. I can't think of ever meeting a mean Cindy.
When I was a kid, there was a couple of neighbor girls that were twins. They were Cindy and Sandy. And I barely knew Sandy, but I knew Cindy. She's a nice girl. They were kids, and I was a little older, but they were kids. They're nice kids. Grinding, we're grinding. Faith says, me and my friends take cab to places when I hung out with my friend, but my friend pays for it. I see. Danny Boyd, I skipped running my new 9060 into my computer so I could convenience my neighbors and myself. We're going to see. Colby Casey says, thank you, Buff and Kim. Dean Stevens says, I like Mork and Cindy. Remember Mork? Nana. Hope you're watching Steve Waco's live via my new GPU tomorrow. So. Yeah, that was Mindy, not Cindy. Yeah, they could have had twins named Mindy and Cindy, but they didn't have Cindy and Sandy. And I had a poodle named Cindy. Dustin says, I like Steve. You like just from Michigan. Cindy Williams. Oh, yeah, Cindy Williams. Steve, Dan. I'm not going to read that. Everybody can read it, though.
What was it?
Well, I'm not going to read it. I'll tell you later.
Something inappropriate?
I remember Cindy on the Brady Bunch. But Cindy, you know who is real close to my age? Is the oldest girl. Marcia. That's why you watch. That's why guys my age always watch that show. Was Marcia?
What?
Oh, it was a cute show, I guess. But I mean, yeah, Marcia was kind of hot. But I was about the same age, so that was okay then. Pit Snipes here. Good evening. Very Kuda, I suggest a name for Kiwi's Plymouth Suburban too, but he went with Large Marge. Suburban, like bourbon, yeah. Kevin Smith says, got to order some new micro drill bits. Ah, the model builder. Do
Never.
you build a lot of 125th scale? I assume you do, but I'm not so sure because model builders build all kinds of things. Now, when I was a kid, they had 125th. One company had 124th, but I didn't like because it was just wrong. And then they also had 132nd. And I built a couple of 132nds, but I didn't like them so much. Yeah, Maureen McCormick. Jimi Hendrix said Marshall, Marshall, Marshall. Where was Jimi Hendrix? Where did he live when he was in the Army? He lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. He used to play, before anybody knew who he was in the Army. He was playing a guitar in Clarksville, Tennessee. Alice made me laugh, otherwise that show wasn't good. The sexual tension between Greg and Marshall was weird. It shows on camera. Yeah, who knows? I mean, that must be a strange thing to be that age and be acting in a show and trying to do schoolwork and everything else. And, you know, it's a full-time job, you know, and your kid normally, I put those on you.
I thought they hired adults to pretend to be kids. Is that not how it was back then?
It says, Kevin Smith says 125th, 124th or 25th. I like 1/8 scale also. I never built anything. Whoa. I never built anything 1/8. Cabo, MPC, Revell were 125th. Monogram and most of 124th to mess up collections. Yeah, I knew one of those was. I didn't like Revell or Monogram very much. MPC at AMT and Johann, man, those were the models I liked. Those three companies.
Here's a story of a guy named Brady.
There's a pair of
Who was
guitarists.
throwing footballs.
I think they booted him out of the Army, but he was. I don't think he got a bad discharge or anything. I think he just stayed. You know, he was not.
He was too experienced.
He was not suited well for the Army, and they weren't well
Have
suited.
you ever been experienced?
They weren't well suited for him. How's Tim's hand? Hey, Blake Gaddis wants to know, how is your hand doing, Tim?
You know what? It's doing pretty well. There's a big spot here on the side that's super thick, like you could see.
Oh, you got no bandages anymore.
No bandages, and there's a spot on the other hand that's actually the only cut I got on the other hand is real deep, and it's like a super thick like callus wound, but it's not like I can bend them. They don't hurt. If I bump them, it's still more tender than it would normally be, but mostly healed up. I survived.
What's this? How about having Marsh as your stepsister? Oh, yeah, that'd be tough. Let's see. I started building.
Why would that be difficult?
Well, because there she is. All of a sudden, she's like a hot babe, and she's your sister. It's like, what?
I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever. Dean Stevenson, I like 7/8 scale cheater cars for NASCAR. Man, you know those Thunderbirds, like 60, 7, 8, 9, and especially the 70 and 71 Thunderbirds. I always liked those cars, but I always said they should have been 7/8 scale. Kevin Smith says MPC, major pieces of crap. Really? I always liked MPC. Jimmy hurt himself in a paratrooper training on the parachute rig. He fell and shattered his ankle. That's how he got. Oh, I didn't know that. Really? I didn't know that. Kevin Smith says AMT does a lot of different scales. See, there was not too far from where I had my paper out. I saved most of my money, but about once a month I'd go to a hobby shop, and that hobby shop had a whole wall, big long wall full of models, and it was about half of it was cars, and she had a selection of AMT, MPC, and Johann models in there that was exceptional, and the other two I didn't like very much. So So I buy probably one model a month, which at the time was they were like $2, and I was making like, as silly as this sounds, back then $30 a month, $1 a day doing a paper route. Then I go to a bicycle shop, make about $1.50 a day over there, and I saved a lot of it for my first car. And the deal I made with my parents was I could have a car if I could pay for the car and the insurance, and I made that a goal, so I was able to do that. Anyway, I was like Jimi Hendrix, not suited for military. I used to think my dad thought I was too much of a pussy for the army, but now I think he told me not to join because he thought I'd F it all up. Okay, I don't know. When I first went in the military, I was a little like feeling like, man, I hope I make it through basic training. It's supposed to be hard, But, a lot of other people do it, and I went in there, and, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but, yeah, it wasn't that hard. See, MPC molds are garbage. Now they are old. Okay, and that's a good possibility, too. I remember taking a brush. I had a little tiny brush that had real soft bristles on it, and after I painted the dashboard and everything, I had whatever color I wanted the numbers on the instruments, and I used to take a almost dry brush and just wisp over the instruments, and I'd catch all the numbers in the MPC and the AMT models, the AMTs especially. I could get the numbers on the instruments to be a different color than the rest of the dash. Yes, I can't play much like Jimmy. Give me a Telecaster and I can't play like Roy Nichols. That was Bunky's fault, not to blame the Pontiac guys for bird-sized problems. Well, yeah, he man, did you ever see what that car was supposed to be like before he got his hands on it? It was a pretty good-looking car. But he put the beak on it. I still like the 70 and 71 Thunderbird 4-doors. I just think they should have been 7/8 scale. Yeah, scale models are not cheap anymore. No, they're not. I started building 132nd Airfix cars at 6. They came in plastic bag with instruction sheet, folded and stapled on top as a label. Okay. It says I built some Vision tube amps, but I can't play a lick. But my lads make them boxes sing. Yeah, my oldest son and my grandkids, they're all musical people, and they got all these amps and all this stuff. It says basic was basic, right? Well, yeah, you did a lot of stupid marching around and they yelling at you, and it's a big old game. You just got to decide if you're going to make it through it. Danny Boyd, by the time I was 18, I was an everyday pothead and weekend drunk. Yeah, I probably drank a little too much, but I mean, if you're 18 and you're drinking, I guess it's too much. Here it says MPC Country Charger is the general.
I'm gonna weld.
Kim's gonna weld. What are you welding on?
Just that little strap that goes around.
Oh, you're making it into one piece, right? Who remembers Revell when the body shell came in pieces? I do remember that. Kevin says, military wouldn't take me. My body was garbage since age 11. Hey, I know what Kevin Smith looks like now. I saw him on a video. I have some models around here. I have a couple of Corvettes, C4 Corvettes, that I haven't put together. I got a 67 Charger I haven't put together. I don't know. There's a few around here. All my other models are in a... Oh, man. They're in a shed outside. I'm afraid to go look at them. Probably ruined by now. My dad almost got me a 72 Challenger when I was 16. Ended up with a 73 Nova SS. Nothing wrong with either of those. had to drink a bunch when beer was 3.2. Oh yeah, they did that in Ohio, didn't they? They did that in South Dakota too. I remember the college students. I think they had to be 18. I think they had to be 18 for 3.2 beer, and then 21 for anything else. And we'd come from California where it was 21 for everything. Yeah, that 3.2 beer was a new thing, but I was much younger than that. I was 11 and 12 when I was in South Dakota. There's going to be a lot of annoyed potheads in New Zealand soon. They're going to be drug tested checkpoints on the roads. How do they do that on the roads? How do they do that quickly? Yeah, I want to know how they do that quickly.
Oh, you know what? Oh, man, can you imagine if they did it just as like a surprise checkpoint where they make you walk around and...
No, because one of the problems in Tennessee is they arrest people for being under the influence, and they take a blood sample, and it takes them months to get the results of the blood sample. So you're sitting there with a DUI when you've got nothing in your blood that's bad. And it'd be good if they could still, if they could do that quickly. Oklahoma and parts of Kansas still 3.2. And Garrett says Minnesota and I'll get it out yet. In Minnesota, all convenience store beers 2.2.
Convenience store.
Stray Bullet says I've never heard of roadside pot checks. Yeah, neither have I. Already have those over the ditch. You have to blow the breath out. Then, if they choose, do a tongue scrape for weed and meth. Can they get results quickly from that? It says I bought a '77 Plymouth Arrow for $100 while we messed around with the Nova. And it was a '74 Skylark 231 V6 involved. Really? You put a 231 in an Arrow? I love Plymouth Arrows. And yeah, that would be a fun swap.
Who's this?
Pit Snipe. When I was in Hawaii, I had like a long-term lease. It's like a, what do they call it, mini lease? It's a rental, basically. Had a 78 Plymouth Arrow. Maybe it's 77. 77 Plymouth Arrow, probably. Yeah, limited slip differential. That's what they used to call it, too. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to skip some because I'm going to skip down some because it's going kind of quick. It says I blew a .08 exactly fetching my brother from the bar. They dropped it to reckless driving without even my asking. I had a friend in California recently got an '08, and man, they threw the book at him. He lost his license, and what a mess. And his was an '08. Also, they stopped to ask us if we had any pot on the way to the man. Yeah, a friend left Grateful Dead place. There's a concert. He left there. He got in all kinds of trouble because, well, it's nighttime. He's driving with his lights off, so he got stopped, and that's because he was drunk and he had a bunch of stuff on him, and yeah, he ended up in a lot of trouble. Tell about 5 minutes for preliminary result. If that's clear, you may leave. If it shows positive, they test again in a more technical environment. Dugster 231 is a 3.8, great engine. Yep. Mexican Spec says, I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, everything. Okay. No, Buff. The Skylark was a 76. Give my fingers. I just drove with knocking pigs, then threw a 455 O's in it and dealt with it. There's a Fire Arrow in dark gray that was a Hemi, one Mitsubishi engine. That was nice. Man, it's scrolling by quickly. I'm going to miss a bunch of sorry. Silent truckers use mouthwash with hydrogen peroxide to beat the drug test. What are they doing driving a truck while they're doing drugs? You know, Luis says, okay, I got to go to bed and I'm very tired. Okay, well, good night. Thanks for being here.
Good night, Luis. Thank you again.
World of Wood Chip. I think I need a new bong now. That was an a-hole over elbows today. What? Oh, do I look legendary to you? That was Ken's word. Yeah. Well, he said that because you've been building really good models for years. I'd kept it up. Mine were pretty good by the time I quit building. I haven't built a model since probably, man, the last one I built was, man, I think it was a 64 Chevelle two-door wagon. The answer CB Hamel should be the Unibonger. I wouldn't be afraid to smoke pot and drive a semi. It's just, you know, I don't know what it does to you because I don't do that. But yeah, I don't know how it impairs you.
You know,
And of course the quantity probably makes a difference too. I knew somebody that was really into smoking pot, and she thought the whole world was funny. She could barely do anything. She was messed up all the time, and the most serious thing in the world, she'd laugh and laugh and laugh, and it used to drive me nuts because I'd be trying to do something serious that I'd be having difficulty, and she'd just be laughing at me. Did not like that at all, and I don't know how that. I don't think she could have driven well like that.
You know what? Maybe. Most people are not like that on top for very long. It's like one of those, you know, drinkers. They can be like that. But after they've been drinking for a number of years, they're not like that anymore.
Yeah, Stone Pizza Man can drive a semi better than any son of a bitch wearing flip-flops. Well, that's probably not a good idea either. I've driven with flip-flops a couple of times, and within a minute or two, I've slipped them off my feet because they get caught underneath brake pedals and things. It just doesn't work well. Bare feet, I don't have a problem with. Kevin Smith, no weed for this guy. Will drive you slower. That I'm functional and not angry all the dang time if I just smoke a little. Don't hate me. No, I don't. Faith says my blood pressure was 250 this morning, and tonight my blood pressure is still at 260. What's wrong? What, 250 over what? Get yourself to the hospital. Garrett, I was a meth head for 13 years. I've been off it for 21 years. Do not recommend it. Kevin, last time I drove high, I waited for a stop sign to turn green for 10 minutes.
That's a funny joke.
Huh? What, Kim?
That's funny. People who are high are more mellow in traffic usually. Generally, honestly, I think people who are familiar with the reaction, responsible people who are familiar with the reaction to marijuana are probably not bad drivers usually. But they all traffic laws. This is not.
Mexican Spec asked, did it finally turn green?
Yes. Yeah, Mexican Spec. Thanks for asking.
I must have missed something. Mexican Spec says I dress up when I go out. I would never wear pajamas to the store. I don't know what that was about. Let's see, what did I miss?
Pajama.
Oh, maybe it's because of the flip flop. Yeah, that blood pressure, that's 250 or 260 over what? Something. That's serious business there. Get yourself to the hospital.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different.
That's crazy high.
If you don't know why, yeah.
That's crazy high.
Make sure you're careful.
Mine was 220 over 110 one time, and the doctor did not want to give me.
Take a look. It's not hot.
The doctor did not want to give me anything for it. I was at one of those med stop things. He wanted to call an ambulance and take me to the emergency room, and I refused. I asked him to just prescribe the medication because I'd run out, and I was trying to stretch it. I was cutting pills in half and this kind of stuff, and I finally couldn't do it. And he didn't want to do it. They had a notary there, made me sign a thing that I was responsible for my own death. And he wrote the prescription, and I drove the street, and I took it and got my blood pressure back down to normal. But that's the worst mine ever was. And they were that concerned with it that they were going to call an ambulance and send me to an emergency room.
I put a little taper on the back edge so it should take in the brass a little better.
Okay, you know what this needs?
No.
Warmth.
Yeah.
That's it. It's ready. That's my point. It's ready.
Okay.
A thong. Yeah, thong used to be the thing you wear on your feet. Now it's a different thing. The Walmart started selling novelty sleeping pants. Everybody started wearing them everywhere. Then came pajamas everywhere. I don't like that style at all. I think that looks like crap. People used to come to work looking like they're wearing a pajama bottoms. I'm like, what are you kidding me? This is a place of business.
Easy, bro.
And then I couldn't say anything. I wasn't supposed to say
Tell us
anything.
how you really feel.
I wasn't supposed to say anything about it. It's like, you know. Mexican Specs, I rarely wear pants and a shirt in the house or out in the backyard. It's my right. Oh, man. No, I'm not going to tell that story. But yes, I worked with a guy that got hooked on meth. I would see him get out of his motor grader and pick up a rock and stick them to his ear. Say they were talking to him. And he would have come back the next week, been like, hey, look at me, I'm still alive. Thongs are flip-flops with less letters. Yeah, there's things women wear called thongs too. Hey, what'd you put that down there for?
It's
Oh, you're trying to keep insulation between the concrete floor and her feet. She put down a piece of an old, I think that's an inner door panel.
Yeah. Pitt would like to dress maliciously. He says, deal with it. Don't drive impaired. It's dangerous driving. And people are nuts.
Who wrote that? Where does it say that?
Say what?
Danny boy, I like driving. I like trying to go days without putting on a shirt in the summer. Man, when I was a kid, I remember men.
Me too.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I won't say what I was going to say after that.
When I was younger, I ran around topless all the time.
Okay.
In my 20s.
Okay.
Oh, because you've been arguing with your cousin? Faith, do some meditation.
That blood pressure's still too high.
Relax, that is too high.
That blood pressure's still way too high.
You could cause yourself permanent harm.
People have strokes with lower blood pressure than that.
You need to do whatever is necessary to step away from that difficult gearhead thing.
Okay, so is that heating up?
It is, but I mean, I was going to leave it. I would probably leave it on there for half an hour or more.
Yeah, how hot is the wood stove?
It's at the top of the yellow.
So it probably could be a little hotter.
I could warm it up hotter if you want, but there's, it needs some time to get there anyways.
Yeah, let's warm it up a little more. It's like anything to make it warmer in here. It's this, I'm always shirtless in summer. Neighbors hate it. I never run around shirtless. I must send it to Miss Anna. Let her decide. Kevin says there's a pregnant old man. Mrs. Speck, I answer the door shirtless. Mrs. Speck orders things for delivery. How hot's the wood stove, Mama? I don't know. It's Danny Boy talking.
It is about 620. That's about 3, maybe 3 1/4 in metric degrees.
Subtract about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll give you the real temperature. That thing's off a bit.
Really?
Kevin Smith, I knew, had a tattoo of a cow where his belly button was the cow's asshole. That's World of Wood Chip says that. Oh, man. Danny Boyd, it's 600 degrees and a rising. Kim, what color are you going to paint the car?
Purple.
What, this car right here? Probably the same color it is, and I'll tell you why. It's
because that's the color he wants, and it's his car.
It's my car. I don't want to do door jambs, but I mean that's not a huge thing. But the engine compartment is a huge thing, and on a Chrysler product, that the engine compartment's the same color as the car, and I don't want to pull the engine out again and pull all the wires loose and prep the inside of the engine compartment and repaint it a different color. So I'll probably just paint it this color. He also had a tattoo of a rooster with a noose on his upper calf. He used to go around saying, oh, yeah, okay. I'm not going to read that. Everybody else can read that. D-Man, how you doing? Buff, Kim, Spec, what's cooking? We are cooking an exhaust manifold.
Yes, we are.
Kevin Smith says with a splash of pearl. I don't know about that. I'll probably use a water-based paint, clear coated. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I want to test that out on just some dead piece of metal. Just do it first before I do it on the car. Very good. I initially failed an alcohol breathalyzer once because it detected the cologne I'd recently sprayed on. Oh, man.
Really? That seems crazy. How much cologne do you wear?
Demon, my back is angry with me, so I am in bed relaxing. Man, that sounds like a good thing to do. I do that. I've got a monitor that's big enough. I sit up in bed. I pile a bunch of pillows behind me and kind of sit up, and I got the monitor on, and I'm warm, and I can watch YouTube, and I got an extension on the mouse over there, so I can click on what I want to click on. And you know what happens then? I go like this, and I wake up and the video's over because I didn't see the end of it.
He sleeps in his chair.
Oh, I do that too. I have a chair in front of the computer at my desk. Kim will come in my room. I'm like this, in front of the computer. She goes, "You sleeping?" No. She goes, "Yeah, you." Because I don't want to tell her I'm sleeping. Kevin Smith says, "You don't want water-based paint." I've already been painting with water-based paint. I painted the hood with water-based paint. I painted the deck lid with water-based paint. Water-based paint just sounds wimpy. You know how nice it is when we got a big old firebox in here going with 600 or 700 degrees and I can paint? Kevin Smith says, "I got a gallon of Wimbledon White waiting for the Del Campamino." Oh, how am I feeling? I'm feeling really well. I went home. I didn't realize how cold I was. I went home and sat in front of the computer, and I was still all layered up with clothing. And I sat there, and then I got up and went to the bathroom and turned on the water and got some hot water going and washed my hands with hot water. And I realized how cold my hands were. Washing my hands with hot water and then dried them off. And man, that actually made a difference. That made a huge difference. Gearhead's out of here. I'm bushed. See you all next stream. Okay, Gearhead, thanks for being here. Take care. Good night. Danny Boyd, half tempted to paint my 2005 Mustang GT Fastback Wimbledon White. Yeah, that would look good, I think. I use cold galvanizing spray after mineral spirits wash. Then maybe some Krylon Industrial Black. Cold galvanizing spray. I have used that.
That's pretty good stuff.
Does that stuff hold up if it's outside, like on bare steel? Does that hold up in weather and everything? Because I've used it, but I don't remember what the long-term effects were. Maybe I never knew because somebody else ended up with whatever it was. Pitt, I got a few gallons of aircraft epoxy primer, just waiting for a trailer to spray it on. Epoxies. We used epoxy a lot on the aircraft, on the frames. Mexican Spec says the 2005 Mustang needs to be dark red. That's the only color. I'm not biased at all. Danny Boyd says 1970 style Boss 302 stripes in flat black with the Wimbledon white. You know, 2005 Mustang, 2005 6 or 7 Mustang. I'm just waiting to find one it's got no engine or a bad engine or something. Something I can get cheap. It's over there doing body work. The stuff I don't like on aircraft, on aluminum, with that green, what they call that stuff, zinc chromate. Man, I've had that stuff peel off in sheets. What I started using was we used epoxy some that worked fairly well, but on the aluminum, what I found best was what do they call that stuff? It's can't think of the name of it. And that hammering drives me nuts. Let's see here.
Noxious wallop on there.
Yeah. What do they call that paint that sticks? That's got yeah.
Toxic?
No. It just the stupid words won't come out because my brain's fried. I didn't even take any drugs.
What kind of paint? What's it for?
It's a primer that sticks. It's called I can't come up. Etching, yeah, self-etching primer. How come I couldn't say that? Yeah, why couldn't I think of that? So self-etching primer, I started using on aluminum, and man, that stuff never comes off. So then I used whatever we use over it. Emron's great. What do you mean it'll kill you, graveyard dead? No, you wear a respirator with a air, with a air supply that comes from outside the paint booth. Why do you say Emron sucks? Man, I love that stuff. What's wrong with Emron? I used to shoot Emron clear because it had no yellowish to it. Some of the urethane clears had a little yellow cast to it. It would mess the color up. So you had to do the whole vehicle, the whole airplane with that. And I started using the Emron clear because it had no yellowish to it. But we had where I was doing that, we had a paint booth and a proper air supply. I don't know why everybody hates that stuff. Yes. Super Bake says self-etching. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, etching primers from bare metal. Yeah, we sprayed it on 2024 T3 aluminum, but I still prep it. But for spraying Emron, fried his brain. When I was spraying Emron, when I was painting with Emron, I had I can't talk over the hammering. I'm just sweet.
I don't like Emron because I think that you should be financially responsible. And all those people got cheated out of their money.
That was Emron.
Okay.
Let's see. I've used a lot of Nason 2 packed white. Very good product. It flows out nice. Very shiny off the gun. Kevin Smith, PPG for me. I don't know, why does everybody say that about Imran? I haven't shot any Imran since probably the mid-90s, because that's when I worked in the place that had the paint booth. But man, I painted airplanes with that stuff and never had a problem. I mean, one time I got a big old sag on a vertical stab, and they were in a hurry for it, of course, and I had to let it cure more before I sanded on it. But they were in a hurry, so I'm trying to sand on. I had a sag that was off some rivets, so I was trying to sand it, and it was balling up in the sandpaper, and the customer crying they had to have it, you know. But that was the only problem I ever had with that stuff.
It says I love PPG. They tell me what to do. I like Pole Barn Garage too. I watch them. I enjoy Dalton and
Fourth glass of gin tonight. Danny Boyd says Imran is dangerous. Well, if you got a proper respirator on, what difference does it make? I mean, I wasn't just a thing with screw-on filters. I had a air supply. You know, that was Enron. Yeah, no kidding. Close but no cigar. Todd Saw, are we talking about DuPont Imron paint? Yeah, I used Imron, and I really liked it when I was using it. But, you know, like I said, we had a good paint booth, and I had air coming from outside the paint booth. And I don't know, I never had any problems with it. In fact, I really liked the results. I don't know why. Why do people hate Imron? I don't know why do they hate it so much?
I don't know, but if a lot of people hate it, I hate it too because I follow what the crowd.
Okay, Imron is very good paint and highly durable, but you have to be very careful in using it. Well, yeah, I mean any urethane, any active paint that has a hardener in it, yeah, I'm wearing a respirator, which is why I like the water-based paint. Right now, I'm really into water-based paints, but you know, when I do the clear coat, yeah, it's going to be an active paint. Kim, y'all should go on poverty tour next year. Blake Gaddis. Kevin Fish, shall I post another link or has everyone seen it? Oh, go ahead, post it. I don't know if everyone's seen it, but post it. Yeah, he just had to have his airplane. Yeah, it was. All the things that make him miserable when you're working for other people, you know. Who has airplanes? People got a lot of money and they're used to going, I want and I get now, and there's no other choice. You have to do it now. You have to do it fast. It has to be perfect, and I can get mad at you. And I work for a lot of people like that. And I'd rather work here on this old piece of, well, what was kind of an old car. It's going to be a nicer car, but I can do it my way. I don't have somebody yammering at me to hurry up and make it perfect and don't make mistakes. And even if you don't make mistakes, I'm going to find a mistake kind of attitude. I live in a state coated in Monsanto. Roseanne. Yep. See, Kevin Smith says Imran has a lot of crud and garbage in it. Always plugs up the paint strainer. Really? Maybe it's changed. I don't know. Like I said, I was doing that in the years I was doing that was 93, 94, 95. Man, that's 30 years ago.
Stuff like that changes. It might be terrible.
Stray Bullet says, don't you need to get water-based paint hot if you get it secured? You know what I like about water-based paint? It dries pretty quickly, and I mix it a little bit on the lean side with some distilled water, and I put on a light coat, and I watch it dry. It'll look like little beads, and the beads just flatten out and go away. And then I do it again, take several coats. But you know what?
You got patience.
It worked well, and you take a heat gun right on it, you know, and dry it if you want to hurry it. Put put a fan on it, whatever.
Getting hot now.
Vintage is here. Hey, Tanner. Howdy, folks.
Singer, hello.
I inserted my first IV today. How did that go?
Awesome.
How did that go? You know,
Or well, hopefully it was like a planned thing, not an emergency thing.
I think he's upgrading his EMTness or whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah, good.
Becoming a paramedic or something. I don't know. Yeah, Father Guido Sarducci. I remember him. They get bigger later. Bigger ones just get more bigger. Talking about women. Buttocks. Yes, one of his coworkers. So what was in the IV you put in a coworker? Saline. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they used to.
Danny Boyd says, congratulations, I'd rather work on an oil-leaking diesel. But yeah, says, most all paints have changed over the years, so probably not the same as what Buff used back in the day. Yeah, I would expect that's probably the case. Finished. He winced a bit, but not too bad for the big needle we had left. Posting links is fun and easy now. Okay, so what did you post? The same thing twice? You posted the same thing twice, or maybe 3 times. Yeah, one time. Okay, I'm getting my advanced DMP. I just stuck the IV, flushed it with some saline, and pulled it back out. Oh, okay. What do they call it when the blood goes back up into the IV? I know there's a name for that, where that's a mistake. Because I had that happen one time, and the woman said something and fixed it. I was giving blood one time, and the tech inserted the needle and tilted it up. That hurt. Yeah, I bet it did. So, yeah, I ended up in the hospital one time with really, really, really low blood pressure. They couldn't get a blood pressure on me. I was really sick. And they tried and tried and tried and tried to get a IV started. They couldn't get an IV started. And I said, there were 2 women trying it. I said to them, have you ever started one in a foot? And she goes, yes, but it's painful. Why? And I said, well, I have some pretty good-sized veins down there. And she's like, we'd rather not. They said, there's a woman up on the, I don't know, the maternity ward or whatever they call it, where all the babies are. So she's really good at it. They called her down there, and she got it the first time. She got it in my arm up here, and they had stuck me and stuck me and stuck me and stuck me, and she had it. It's like, I guess she is good at it. What are my plans for the tailgate? I'm going to take the deck lid and cut the front of the deck lid off, and then we'll extend the top of it up a little bit to match the sides. Because the sides on this thing will be a little higher than this. They'll probably be up about here. Here, let me show you what it looks like on the, see the sides. Oh, you can't see it in that picture. Let me see. I have to change pictures now. Okay. Where'd my... Okay, you see? No, I'm in the way. How do I fix that? Oh, how do I fix that?
Okay.
I'm just going to move that a little bit. That might work.
What you do?
I got to move this thing?
Go to the lower left of the screen.
Yeah.
All the way down.
I'm there.
No, all the way down.
Yeah.
Okay. There's choices there. Like there's a highlighted thing. What's the name?
Yeah, window capture.
Okay, we don't want highlight the other one.
Mexico?
Yeah, highlight Mexico. Now
Yeah.
you can move your picture of you up or down or left or right. Just click on it and drag it.
Okay, there.
Look, he's learning. He's teaching him stuff.
Okay,
guys.
you see how too much going on here. See how there's like, I don't know what to call it, lack of a better term, like a lip. It's like an inch and a half high, something like that goes all the way around that bed. So I'll add that to the tailgate because that thing will swoop around the back of the tailgate. And the tailgate will be made from the current deck lid, if that makes sense. Now I'll get back to chat so I can see what... Danny Boyd, my goal in life is never be admitted to a hospital again. I missed a whole bunch of stuff, Danny. I mean, in a fight to stay out of the hospital, I don't know. I've missed a whole lot of chat. I'm sorry.
Why were you
Interesting, because I was messing with the pictures and I missed a bunch of chat. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
So like, yeah, it's probably something interesting too. JG Mopar's here. Hey, how you doing?
Welcome in. Mr. J.G. Mopar has entered the stream.
I am Kim. How is the how hot is that thing? That exhaust manifold.
It is about 700 on this
Okay.
thermobombing.
I'm going to. Boy,
The
never
manifold might not be that hot yet.
Never any more pills going down my trap. Man, I take so many damn pills. It's like 5 of them in the morning and 2 of them in the afternoon. It's blood pressure meds. My blood pressure will go way up if I don't take them. And metformin, keep my blood sugar right. It's just all the old people stuff. JG Mopar says, doing good. I lost track of time. JG Mopar, I got a question for you. Have you ever done any, we're going to talk about CVs here for a second. Out of band stuff, below or above 40 channels. Do you do any of that stuff? I've got some questions about it. Maybe it just isn't the right forum to ask about it. I don't know.
Hey, click on the other camera so they can see the door.
Oh, we're even working on it. She took it up. She drove this car outside, and she was working on. She had a DA, and she was working on that door today. Beer, gin, and THC only. Barry Kuda says lacquer is very easy to use. You manage to get a run. It dries fast. Yeah, I did my Corvette with. Well, that's all I shot when I was young, and then, God, I did the Corvette in I don't know, like 09 or maybe 10, somewhere around there, 2010, and I did that all in. That's all lacquer. I like shooting lacquer, but I was in Arizona, and it was like, it was hot. And my big thing with lacquer was using a really slow reducer, and the stuff still dried too fast. Stray Bullet says, I can't see the door, because it's not a door anymore. It's a welded shut.
That
thing.
paint was all crackled and
Yeah, that paint,
really bad.
that door had been crashed before, probably back when the car was almost new, and they got it somewhat straight and bonded over it, and then, over the years.
Oh, it was not straight. It was.
I said somewhat straight, and then they bonded over it, so.
There's so much high spots in the middle. They turned it into a bubble car.
See, they want to ban THC in Ohio. I think they did the same thing here. It was worse than that. They banned, what did they ban as far as December 1st was the CBD. I can't believe they did that. Finishes. I've been trying to learn to paint with acrylic enamel. Man, acrylic enamel, you got to get it on right the first time. I suppose if you have a catalyst in it, it'll cure pretty darn hard. I guess you can rub it. But, yeah, it's a, man, I shoot with acrylic enamel. I have a little sticky all over my arms and everything. You got to wear a suit. You don't want that all over you.
Oh man.
What?
Oh, they're talking about blood sugar levels. Mexican spec had some friend. I don't. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm not having a good job of reading chat.
It's going to be I got to take a break for a minute before I go to, it's likely, I'll likely paint everything in my backyard.
Woohoo!
Dogs and cats. Man, I had this bright pink marking pen years ago. The cat was black and white, and her paw was white. And I put a little bright purplish pink mark on her paw. She looked at that, and she started licking it and licking it and licking it. 3 days later, she was still licking it, and that, it's like dyed the hair right there. And I felt bad afterwards because she couldn't get rid of it. And she messed with it forever till the hair was gone, I guess.
That was mean.
I never even thought about it. I just thought she'd look at it and, like, that's funny. She didn't like that. She didn't like that at all. Okay, then we're going to set up for a brazing job.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
When I get back. Oh yeah, that door. That's actually the bedside. Is that a bedside? Talking about hospital. Yeah, Kim, this looks really good. Did you add some filler to that?
The blue filler is all the old stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got it down lower than the cracks.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
What's cold out here?
Oh, Mexican Beck's son is going to learn how to be a doctor. I see. Lord bless the healers. Absolutely. The ones who go in that profession to actually help people get well and stay well, the world needs those people so much right now. Vintage Adventure doesn't like clear coats. I'm never using that on my classics. I mean, it's a vibe. Like some people really like the 20 coats of clear, and like I used to really like the paint that had the like metal flake in it. On the right vehicle, it looks really good and really fancy, and but it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for that deep, you got to have the clear. Depends on the car, depends on the build. It depends on what your fantasy is, you know?
God, is it cold out there? Holy crap, is it cold out there?
Yeah.
And the wind's blowing. Oh, man. I was almost warm till that happened. Holy crap, it's cold.
Straight bullet, I look back and I knew that medicine, like nurses in the state of Pennsylvania where I grew up, make really good money. And I thought about it and I thought I didn't want to do it. It wasn't my calling. I wanted to do engineering or design or anything else. Anything else. It just wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. Be nice to nurses. They keep doctors from accidentally killing you. They can. There are good nurses and there are bad nurses. I've personally known both kinds. Because I've known good nurses, but I've also known nurses that will steal your pain pills and replace them with Tylenol.
What?
Oh, yeah. Ah, Pitts, our healthcare system is a tragedy. It has done a lot of people wrong. When they get it right, it's amazing. Best doctors in the world, best medicine in the world, but getting access to it,
Getting access to it. That's right.
you might just die trying. It is tough.
Hey, Kim, what are we going to do over here?
Mexican spec, you know it. If he is nice to the nurses, they'll make life easier and much harder if he's a jerk. If he is disrespectful of nurses, I mean, just no. You got to pay them the respect they're due, and I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's how they're supposed to act. I don't know. Never mind. I don't know nothing about it. It's not my profession. Lester LeSabre says, Kim, I have a mechanical degree, but I've forgotten almost everything. I know I've forgotten more than I know. I went to school for civil engineering, and I went to school for plumbing, and I spent so much time in school. Here I am working for free on YouTube, trying to be an entertainer. Mexican spec says that information changes rapidly. No, I don't. You have to keep up with it. You absolutely do. Oh, medical degree too. Any professional degree. It's basically you commit to a lifetime of learning. Like very few things can you just learn and then rest on your laurels.
You know, it looks like you buffed a hole in one of the good gloves.
Shoot.
Did you do that?
No.
Sure looks like it. Okay, do we want to do this? We're gonna put a camera on that so we can do it on there, or what are we doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not ready.
Oh. Okay.
I could set it up.
How come sit back down?
Yeah, because where were we going to do that?
The vice?
All right.
I don't know. That's what we did last time, wasn't it? I don't remember
No,
what we
last
did.
time we did it on a block
Oh, we did it
of
on
wood.
a table. Oh,
No, we did it on a block of wood.
a block of wood on that bed that is completely covered with crap.
Right. I got to clear that off before we're going to be able to work on there.
You are an entertainer, Kim. Electrical is what changes quickly. Next suspect, I'm hearing what could be shots outside or fireworks.
Yikes.
I'm not sure which. Yeah, stay down. What?
Maybe they're just out there keeping the property values down.
Oh, I got cold outside. I got so cold outside.
It's cold out there.
Oh man, and the wind's blowing, which makes it even worse. It just like goes right through you. And I'm layered up, and it just went right through me.
I better make sure this door is closed.
And the other thing is, we got an electrical cord. We got to get inside, and I don't know what we got to do that. I hope we don't have to open that big door, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to.
Open the door.
Got one of our best electrical cords is outside under the big door.
That's my favorite electrical cord.
Is it? Yeah, there goes the big door. Opening the big door. First responder garage. Good evening. I'm cold. I was outside, so I got cold again. I'm trying to warm up. As I turned down 2 academy appointments, took a full ride in Lincoln to stay close to my future ex-wife, then learned to drink, flunked out, then became a pit snipe, which is a Navy person. Next suspect, we don't have 2 cartels here. That is 2 hours away where my son lives. Next suspect says we're going outside to burn soon. Oh, you burn at night. Oh, that could be fun. What are you burning? Danny Wood says, when I was a kid in high school, I thought the kids who bothered to do the work and took it serious were suckers. Man, I did real well in school until I got a driver's license, and then, man, I struggled to get C's and everything because I put my money into working, just worked and saved money and bought cars and did all that kind of shit. And school was getting so repetitive. It's like everything I'd done it's just all repetitive, you know? Very few classes had anything new. I had one class that was really good in high school. I got an A in it, and it was like a U.S. government class. And that guy made us we had to go to a trial. It was a murder trial. We sat through a murder trial. We had to attend city council meetings. We had to do all this stuff that was away from school. That was our assignments. And, going to a trial, that was kind of fun. Isn't it trimming down and going to kick cartels out? Yeah, I don't know. What we hear in the news and reality are probably not all the same. Worked with a retired psychiatric nurse at a boarding stable. But, oh man, that sketch just went away. I'm trying to read this and it's going away fast. About snacks and weed every day, like the best combination of your grandma's sketchy uncle. Died of a traumatic brain injury. Jeez. I burn the cardboard we collect in tree branches. Man, that's the stuff we save here. We cut the tree branches up, and we use the cardboard to get the fire started, and that's how we heat this place. Kim's out there hammering on the front of the building now. She's going to be cold. Kim, you're going to be cold.
Why?
Because it's cold out there and you were out there.
I know.
Danny Boyd, I didn't need their education. They needed me to fix their washers and dryers. You're a washer and dryer mechanic. Dakota's time out. Good evening. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I've seen you in lives and stuff, but man, the last time I saw you in person, you were at No Name Nationals. What, second annual No Name Nationals? You gonna go again? You gonna be there this year? Maybe it's third annual. I don't remember. Okay. We're not going to talk about politicians. End that right now. Sorry. Because we don't talk about that in here. And I don't care what side you're on or anything. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Dakota says Dark Camino is coming along nicely. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're working on it. But right now we're also working on the okay, Mexican spec. I understand that it affects everybody, and we're just not going to talk about it here. Okay? Just because what'll happen is it'll degrade into a mess. Don't want it to degrade into a mess. We all are on a different level than that. We're on a level where we're working on old cars, not commanding armies, and we're not going to talk about it. So,
I don't agree with anything the politicians are doing. None of it. How's that for politics?
So,
they're all greedy imperialists, every one of them. Except for the ones that are.
So, careful now, Dan. I will hold you to it. I don't know what Dakota, what Dakota goes, I'll go. Dakota goes, I'll go. Oh, yeah, Dakota. Last time I saw Dakota, he was at No Name Nationals with a second gen Firebird. What was that thing? What did it have in it then? A 455, I think? Or is it Trans Am, I guess? I don't know. Was it Firebird? Trans Am? I guess a Trans Am is a kind of Firebird, right?
Trans Am?
Trans Am. Danny Boyd, I got a couple of Mustangs which can at least run door to door with your Trans Am.
Say Trans Firebird is a Firebird. Not all Firebirds are Trans Am.
Yeah, maybe they are Trans Ams.
All Trans Ams and fire. Vice versa. Vice versa.
Had a lot of fun. Yep, old 74 Trans Am with a 455. Yes, I thought. And then you ended up pulling it apart. What did you ended up putting a 400 in it or something? I'm trying to remember how all that went because it's been a while. But then you didn't come to the next one. I know you weren't there this year. Or, yeah, this year you weren't there. I was kind of hoping you'd be there this year, but you weren't there.
Maybe we should turn into a political channel.
No.
We could spend every day bitching about all the politicians. As if they give a shit what we think about the way they treat us.
Let's see, that trip to No Name Nationals must have been pretty bad as you haven't been back with it. That Mexican spec says that to Dakota. Trans Am is a sport model with the eagle on the hood. Yeah. Second gen Trans Ams, they were pretty nice to drive when they were new. But then a lot of them got kind of rattly and, the doors, when they're just, they got old. So, when you got an old one, you gotta make them, you gotta tighten all that stuff up, make everything good. Because says my Trans Am is sick. I'm gonna build another engine next year and put 308 gears. Really?
Well, what gears you got?
What gears you got now?
308. I've got 345 in my door.
Yeah, Kim's Dart has 345s. It's a Ford rear end though.
308 is
that's pretty high gears, yeah.
Highway gear. That's probably to make the trip easier.
This is a real nail biter in my pile of garbage rust bucket. I don't know. I remember we were at the hotel. Was that first? That was the first annual No Name Nationals, I think. Might have been the second. I don't remember. We were at the hotel and we came out and I saw that car sitting there and I go, I bet that's Dakota's car. And the next morning, there you were out there. That was pretty good. I guess that was you. And I didn't know it was your car. Because we used to sleep in the rear window dash. Oh, the package shelf back there. Whatever they call it, I think a package shelf. When you step on the brakes, the package keeps going, whacks you in the head. Did you wait before you left? Got back to see how much rust you lost on that trip. Yeah, it's self-lightening.
Chemical weight reduction.
Actually doing a lot of interstate, then 273s. 3-bullet, 241 probably. Dakota, it's got a 373 in it now. I absolutely hate them.
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Because you're trying to drive it on the street? Yeah, but an 8th mile, that might work real well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but for the...
Of course, I don't know. If you're running the right converter, you might do well with the higher gears. I don't know. That 373 probably worked good.
Yeah,
8 mile track. Yeah.
That's a long drive with 373. Your head would hurt by the time you got there.
And it winds up too high, just going 55 miles an hour.
Yep.
I had a 57 Ford that had 411s in it, and but then it had a 3-speed manual with an overdrive. So you push that overdrive in, and then it would go to the equivalent of 288s, and that was really nice. But with a 3-speed manual with 411s,
yeah,
it was great,
Yeah, but with no overdrive, you would.
Yeah, 411. Yeah, I had a friend that had a 57 Ford wagon, and it had 356s in it. No overdrive or anything, just 356s. Then it had a 351 Cleveland, an automatic, and it just turned kind of fast.
Yeah, well, you gotta have a good muffler and.
Oh yeah, it had side pipes down the side.
You
Let's
really
see.
gotta have it.
JG Mopar, I had 411s in my Charger. It hated the highway. Yeah, it's gonna turn up pretty good.
Yeah, not enough. And he's got a long drive too. If you're just, bouncing around town, it probably would not be that bad.
JG says I had 273 in my Coronet. It cruises on the highway. Yeah, I bet it does.
309 would be good.
309?
Isn't that what he said? 308.
308.
Got it.
See,
Sorry,
I'll tell you what, there is no greater sight than these eyes have ever seen than three little ninjas in their winter coats all buckled up in the back of my 87 Eurosport station wagon. I had an 87 Eurosport wagon. It was in Ohio, and it was long past its prime. It was one that had become a lot lighter over the years. It's all the rust that fell off of it. Danny Boy 355s are the highest I ever had. Really? I just think a 455 Pontiac would tear up an automatic overdrive. Automatic overdrive. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to John Cope. Okay. Then it says I drive everywhere in my satellite with 390 gear and sure grip. I drove it 150 miles today at 3,400 RPM. Yeah, and that's about what it'll do. I remember that 57 Ford with the 356s in it. I remember driving that thing around, and it was turning over 3,000 all the time. I kind of got used to it. Then it says my Scamp has 433 gear and spool. Yeah, but you're not going to drive that to no-name nationals. You trailer it. Dakota says my Camaro with 256 runs second gear out to about 95. I don't know how fast it got up to yesterday. I had the needle wound back to 0.
Careful!
Let's see here. Yeah, my 64 Ford had 3 O's in the rear end, and that thing was first to second was at 60 miles an hour, and second to third was at 100 miles an hour, and that was just under 6,000 RPM. It was like 58 something.
You want to go get your flame wrench adjusted a little bit?
Flame wrench. Okay, do we have a camera somewhere near there so we don't just walk away from everybody?
Let's see.
Then it says I've driven the Scamp on the highway quite a bit. Really? Well, I'm starting to warm up again. Just being outside for a few minutes was just, man. Oh, yeah, you got everything set up here. Okay, Kim. I will turn on my gas. Kim, I'm ready. Are you? Oh,
yeah.
You do have a camera set up.
It is. Yeah. Guys, we're going to do some brazing, and it's going to take us away from the camera for a moment. So enjoy the show, and yeah, and be on good behavior in the chat here. Maybe I'll leave it on both so you can see the whole operation. Welcome in, Sand Mountain Ballistics. Thanks for being here. Talking about gearing. This is part of the Turbo del Campo. Hey, here comes the hot handful.
Oh yeah, and then you had some other kind of blocks to hold it. So.
I'll just go ahead.
Oh, I don't like that. Then you okay, that's good for right now.
Okay.
And then you're gonna need to get blocks to
Okay.
make it better.
All right. Well, you needed me to be downhill before, and so
Yeah, this is downhill for that spot. But I gotta do some preheat. I know it's hot, but I still gotta do some preheating.
You want your goggle things or something? You gonna grab them?
Not really.
Okay.
They're just annoying enough. This has got to get really hot.
Yeah. Hell. Blowing yet?
A little bit. It's tough to get on this thing that hot.
You need me to move the camera?
I don't know. You might have seen the way. Stuck the freaking thing. Okay, can you get? I don't want to cool this off, but we're gonna need to tip it somehow so it's running the right direction.
Okay, which way is the right direction?
I want it to go down into here.
Uh,
Yeah, something like that. You're just gonna hold it. Roll it back a little bit. No, I don't want it to cool off. There. Roll it counterclockwise.
Is that right?
No, the other way. There. That's too far. There. I don't know how to explain where I wanted it. Sorry. But, yeah, let it cool a little while. You know, that explaining. Further? Yes. keep from burning it, this will work really well because I can keep it hot if you roll it. This will work really further. Okay, further. Further. More. No, yeah, like that. Maybe a little bit more clockwise. There, stop. Go a little further. Roll it. There. Roll. Okay. That's up the plan. Okay, we'll go on fire. Branding iron.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good, huh? Did it flow out for you?
I think so.
It looks pretty good.
Okay. Then we're gonna need water for or put this wood in the fire?
I'm just going to put it in the fire.
Okay. That piece might need a little water.
There's a couple bottles of water there.
Man, that stinks.
That wood.
That piece of wood stinks.
And
Of course, that water ran down into the bed, which is not good.
won't hurt much. It says the door handle just fell off my 93 Dakota, by the way. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. I'm going to go back and see what we're missing here. You got 2 more wives, but never another Camaro.
What's this?
I don't know. They're being silly. They're writing a country song in the chat, apparently.
Okay, so we preheated it, we braised it, and now it's poached on the heat, slowly cooling
Danny
down.
Boyd and Pitt Snipe, they agree that they make bad decisions. Pitt says dating at this point would be cruel to some unfortunate gal. It works both ways. It does. Sometimes I am the bane of Buff Del Campo's existence. When I start yelling and getting all stressed out, I get all mad. I want things done.
I walk into a room full of good Christian women. It's the one crazy bitch that catches my eye.
Yeah, well, you know, there's this thing, it's called therapy. And at some point you realize, like, oh,
Oh, man. Hey, we got the second one braised.
the
It
second one is
flowed better than the first.
good. Well, we had the heat better and the whole
Well, I think it was
thing.
clean. I think it was cleaner.
It might have been. The first one was pretty clean. Well, you know what? I beveled that inner edge.
Oh, that's why it ran down in there really.
I tried because you were saying it won't flow. It's a da-da-da. So I tried to make it so there was a bevel for it to flow into.
It felt like it was flowing nice tonight.
Excellent. And I did wire brush it like immediately before it went on the stove, it was wire brushed. So
If I roll over here so I'm not quite in the heat so much, I'm off the screen.
this is my therapy. That's right. This is garage therapy or shop therapy or
Did you move the camera or something?
automotive therapy.
If I roll that
The camera gets moved a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
it happens all the
that's
time.
better. Now we got this. See this hot thing right here. It looks purple on the camera, but it's not. It looks orange when I look at it.
They can smell the
purple.
crazy. It's in the pheromones. I think it is.
So we've been here 2.5 hours already?
My therapist fired me, but that's because of my inconsistent attendance. It's 2.5 hours, yeah, and I think we probably ought to be done, to be perfectly honest.
Well, we got to let that cool a bit, but I guess it could sit there.
I mean, it'll cool.
It'll cool. You're right. It'll cool slowly. Because what's your plan for the firebox? We're gonna let it die out? Oh, we can't do that. We can't let it get that cold in here.
Yeah, I don't want it to freeze solid.
No.
I'll probably keep tendering it.
Yeah,
overnight.
as long as we keep it above freezing, it'll be okay. But it's supposed to be over the next 2 days. We're supposed to be down single digits, which is not going to be nice. Man, I'm looking forward to longer days. Joel. Steve.
Welcome, Joel. Is it okay to weld in top of weld through? Like
What is
weld
the
through
question?
primer? I've never used weld through primer.
I have never used it. I've talked a lot. People have tried to talk me into it. I just haven't done it because it hasn't been available when I've been having to weld something. So I try to leave something where I can squirt on the back of it. Now, like on an airframe that's tubing, you drill holes in the tubing and you put linseed oil in there and run it all around inside the frame. Weld the holes back up.
It is okay to weld on top of weld through primer. That's the point.
Yeah, but I have no experience with it.
Well, no, but they restated his question because we weren't sure if that's what he meant. But yeah, that's the point. But I've never used it. But I guess it must be conductive or something in some way, and it burns off.
I don't know what happens.
I don't know either. No. Except when it is. I don't know. I'd have to read the instructions. I always just try and get down to bare metal.
So tonight we worked on, well, you were over there working on the right rear quarter, some. You worked on it earlier. And we got those manifolds ready, so we actually could do the turbo with those manifolds. Correct?
Yeah, that was the point. I have a cylinder head right there, and I can put the cylinder head on the bench, bolt the manifolds onto it so I know the space, size, and spacing, and then I can MIG weld to the flanges that we brazed on. That's the plan. So we're to that point. After it normalizes, then we can move towards that.
My 8th grade English teacher done that in a Renault, the car.
That's horrible, but it's the therapist's responsibility to have their head right. How are you supposed to process that? You are supposed to get another therapist, and it's definitely not on you when a therapist is unwell.
What's the last thing he wrote? Oh, man.
He made a joke.
Yeah. Mercury says, I haven't found weld-through primer to be desirable. I get a much nicer weld on a clean ground back steel.
Well, yeah.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, but the weld-through primer is an option, right? I wouldn't say you want to use weld-through primer, but bare metal, if it's going to corrode and you have to put primer on it and you know you're going to be welding again, then you put the weld-through primer on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I would rather use bare metal. There's going to be a downside of burning through paint.
Danny Boyd has told that before. My buddy Steve's sister had a car and rolled it. She survived, but some nutcase murdered her while she was jogging.
Good Lord.
He told that once before. I remember that.
The world is a crazy place. Guys, be safe out there. Olive says it keeps stuff from flash rusting. Yeah, right. And then, see, there's some things that you use the weld-through primer on, and then you're not going to be able to paint it good again after it's welded, like if it's inside something maybe. That's where I think I would. I don't know, though. I bet it's expensive.
Dakota. I don't need therapy. I just drive 150 miles an hour in my Camaro, shoot my Desert Eagle, but not at the same time. You know what got me to quit driving crazy on the street? Pilot's license. In an airplane that was capable of aerobatics. And then I was allowed to go as fast as I want and scare the shit out of myself. And I did a few times. And then you go, oh, I better be careful.
Straight Bullet says it can't be easy listening to a bunch of random people telling you their problems day after day. Not at all. It is a job. It is a very difficult job. But it is also a profession where you get training and lots of, you learn how to do it.
A friend of mine, his father did that. That was his profession. I don't know, 20-something years. And he went in his room and he shot himself. I think it's not that uncommon.
It is very difficult listening to the weight of other people's issues. And a lot of people go into the profession because they want to work out their own problems. John Wilburn says that guns are his religion. And I understand that. I don't know. I don't understand how guns are a religion.
But believe the rest of what he says.
Cars are my religion. And I do dig guns some, though.
You know,
None of it is my religion. I don't really like religion.
I like guns, but I like cars and I like airplanes, and there's things I like more. So the guns are just down the priority list enough where I'm not buying a bunch of guns.
I know. You miss out on the guns.
Well, I've had some guns. I
still
have a gun, but that's just not. How many times have you seen that gun out of the?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, guns are low enough on your priority list that you could borrow a gun.
Well, it wouldn't hurt if I took that rifle out and ran some rounds to it and practiced with it and became proficient again, because I used to be proficient. Like 45 years ago, went through an academy where we were shooting every day. When I was working law enforcement, we had twice a month we had shoots at where we had to go to a range, and we had turn targets and all this kind of stuff. You had to know how many rounds you'd fired. You had to know your shit, and I was pretty good with it. And then I just kind of let it go.
That's true. I'm guessing my proficiency is down. I know how to operate a weapon and aim a weapon and for self-defense and whatnot, but like proficiency with a weapon, you have to. The only way you can claim proficiency is to do it. Just like to claim that you're proficient with a brazing torch, you got to braze some stuff every once in a while. And it was uncomfortable. You are proficient. It was a little bit awkward using the torch for the first time in a while, wasn't it?
I have not. I used to weld airframes with a torch all day, every day.
Yeah.
And now
it feels awkward
because
it's been a while.
I couldn't do that now.
Well, that's different too.
World of wood chip. Statistically speaking, I've been hurt by a ratchet more times than a gun. Yeah, me too.
I've been hurt by a grinder, a buffing wheel, sander.
Well,
the stove. Man, the stove gets me. That's the blood sacrifice.
This was over 40 years ago. I carried a revolver.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
I carried a revolver on duty.
Yeah.
So that's what we had and a rifle, because we had.
You said duty.
Oh, jeez. So, but then, not very often, I had firing an automatic handgun. And one time, I had a slide go across my I was just a little too close, and it took a nice little nick out of my hand. Ooh. It's like, oh yeah, you got to be careful with that. Did it once. Didn't take a big chunk, just took a nice scrape. Like, man.
JG Mopar likes cars and guitars. Guitars? I've heard that that's another one of those things. Buddy, I'm sorry your friend shot himself while cleaning his gun when drunk.
Oh,
Handling
God.
firearms when drunk is dicey.
I had a friend that was a deputy sheriff, and he and his buddies were out. One of the cops had some property, and they're out there drinking and shooting. And he took a .45 caliber handgun and stuck it in his pants right here, and he couldn't quite get it in there. As he pushed a little harder, it kind of turned like this, and the round went in here and out his butt.
Right through his ass.
And he ended up in the hospital, got stitches, and then he was laying on the floor in his house. He wanted me to come over and see him because he'd been laying there for a while, and he had some blankets on the floor, and he had to lay just so until it healed up. And he was, yep.
Alcohol and
just
guns.
Alcohol and guns,
Don't
just
mix.
not.
Probably.
And they were cops. They know better than that,
Man, we've all heard stories. Guys, careful.
Oh, JG Mopar.
What if my door is open?
The door came open. I thought, like, who came in? Nobody. It just opened. JG Mopar says Scotch Brite buffing wheel burns hurt. Oh. Yeah. Tim's done that.
No, the Scotch Brite. But I mean, I've grabbed myself with the grinder. Kid Snipe says he's got himself with the 4.5-inch wheel. I've taken whole knuckles off with the 4.5-inch grinder. That is really unpleasant. I know a guy who knows a guy who got paralyzed because he kept his pistol in the back of his waistband. Aren't you supposed to have the safety on?
Well, what was it?
I don't know. That sounds dangerous. Be careful, guys. But I have a great deal of respect for the amount of responsibility it takes, and for there's people who protect us, and it's important for them to have. Because if the people protecting us didn't have guns, then the people who want to harm us would have no opposition. We need good people to have weapons to discourage people from acting stupid.
The guy that I sold more airplanes to than anybody else, a dealer in New Zealand, he used to be a police officer in New Zealand, and you know what? They didn't carry guns. So I don't know. They managed to do well somehow like that.
There are places. It's a societal contract.
You know what? Did our New Zealand crowd leave? They could have. Danny Boyd, so glad I was only half the age to serve when Vietnam ended. If Vietnam ended, I was in the Air Force. Yeah, my Uncle Bob didn't go to Vietnam. He went to Germany. A friend of mine got drafted in the Army, but then he decided to, it was a 2-year thing, but he decided to go in for 3 years so he could get the electronic training he wanted. And they sent him to Germany. He was in Germany for almost a year, and then they sent him to Vietnam. We spent 13 months in Vietnam. He's a guy that stops in here sometimes. He has a weird name in here. His name's David, though. I've talked. You talked to him. Yeah. Oh, Dean Stevenson. They have access to them anytime. Armed offender squads are hardcore and armed to the hilt. See, that's what they said to me in England. They said they have an armed unit, but the police officers there were not armed. And then Junk says, it's hot 26C. The sun is bright. I'm burnt. 26C isn't that hot. See, I was in Arizona. I worked in Arizona for years, out in the desert at a test site. We tested airplanes out there. And a good part of the year it was over 40C out there. And part of the year is over 50C out there. I know, because all our flight plans are in the sea. So, wow, that's wind, isn't it? Yeah, so days when it's 50C, you start feeling it. You gotta stay in the shade. You gotta drink a lot of water. I wouldn't need to carry a gun either if I was a tough Kiwi tribesman. 26 Celsius is 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's a nice day. That's a little on the cool side. It says, I'm jealous, Dad. My water froze. I'm loading half-gallon bottles just to make coffee. Man,
Sorry to hear that.
did you know far out? I have to get to bed. I have great night here.
Good night, JJ.
You gotta get up at 4:30, man. Okay, well, good night. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you for being here. We won't be much longer anyways. You made most of the way.
Yeah, we like all the CBers stopping by here. See, I know JG Mopar from.
Sorry if the show was a little bit slow tonight. We made it, though.
We talked and we did a few things. I did some brazing. Yeah, it wasn't overly exciting. But you know what? I'm not freezing cold because I am really layered up.
Yeah. I mean, we did some things. We made progress. Sometimes it's slow progress, but if you just kick the can a little bit every day, someday you'll get there. I was going to do some work with the body putty, but it's too late to start into that.
Yeah, it's too late. And it's, we're about done here. It's, we've been on here, 2 hours and 42 minutes? 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to be done.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Guys, stay warm or cool.
Yeah, whichever end of the world you're at.
Whichever might apply. On your global region. We appreciate y'all being here on a Saturday night to keep us company and encourage us, because otherwise we would be at home not getting nothing done in our nice warm little cubby holes that we reside in most of the time. But we want our project to progress, so we appreciate you. I hope that we entertained you, encouraged you, gave you some company, maybe, because we sure do endeavor to do that with all these cameras and lights and crap. Let's see. It is Saturday. We will be back on Tuesday night. We'll be in the studio doing our regular show. What's the topic for Tuesday night? Wheels and tires?
Cars with wheels, yeah.
Oh, let's see some white letter tires. I like some white letter tires.
You like white letter tires? The ones that they go along like this, and you see them on NASCAR going around the track.
They're kind of cool, yeah.
I remember those.
There could be, or maybe some white walls. I don't know. What do you like? Let's
I don't
see
like
some
white
pictures.
walls. I do not like white walls.
You guys, come on, be a little bit, do some homework, yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow night, what? Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage is on. I don't know who all's streaming tomorrow night. Dougster's on Monday, and we'll be on Tuesday.
Todd Sauce says, wheels. That's right, wheels. And it ain't no tools or wrenching in no studio.
No.
Well, the studio
This kind of is the studio too, but the studio we have a green screen and we have his email where it's easy. He doesn't get quite as flustered when he starts moving pictures around.
You got all these screens and computers and everything, just easy to move pictures around.
It's not easy. It's really complex, but
but you've made it easy.
We've made it so we can do it easily. It has become routine and we enjoy it. So we hope you can make it there with us for that. Maybe we'll throw out, we might have to make a short before we go home tonight. We'll try and think of something.
It's got a 1911. Really? 1911 is a nice piece of machinery, but they're kind of heavy for me. A Glock, to me, is a plastic thing that I didn't really like a lot until I started put a lot of rounds through a Glock, and it was really nice to handle. And I was surprised my group got smaller. It's like, maybe I do like this. Anyway,
Todd, I don't know if we'll be able to tell you whose wheels are the best, but I'll bet you we'll get a ton of opinions and maybe some insight on what to look out for or what experience people have had, which is always good. An opinion is maybe not always as good as real world experience. So hopefully we'll have some people come in and give us some of that. I have a feeling I'll learn some stuff because I don't really know a lot of stuff about wheels. I don't usually get fancy wheels. I just, whatever's there is what I got to run.
You bought me some nice wheels.
Yeah, those are probably the nicest wheels I ever bought.
She bought me tires and they came with wheels. She bought me used tires that are in really good condition and they came with wheels.
Yeah, well, the guy who had them, he had a nice Mustang and he wanted nicer wheels than those. And it did look good, but I couldn't tell what was the difference except that he paid more money. But
so my Zed sled looks really good because it's got those nice wheels on it. Huh?
They really can change the look of a car to put some wheels and tires on. So, all right, guys. Thanks everybody for your comments. You've made it to the end. I am awarding everyone watching 3 additional points. And that's it. Thank you so much to our moderators.
Good night, everybody.
And all our guests, all your comments. Sorry if we didn't read everything everyone said, but we do appreciate you being here and commenting.